Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. So, recently during the anniversary sale, we saw a few posts regarding Star Citizen land claims and being able to buy land now and land licenses and so forth. There was a whole section where Dave Haddock, Erin Roberts and Chris Roberts sat down together and spoke about this, also a Q&A. So what I've done is I've just taken all the information that you need to know about this and condensed it into one video. So planets, obviously, as we know, are very, very big. Now we will be able to visit the surface of almost anywhere on a planet or a moon. This land will feel very empty, so alongside building multiple locations, the fauna, the flora, and points of interest, they wanted to add more. So these pre-built outposts are cool, but it would take them a long time to hand place these outposts everywhere. So they want players to help build them out for CIG. And this will be done through the method of the Pioneer. Now they've recently started selling claims to land for us to purchase. Now this is not a specific piece of land, more a beacon to claim either a 4x4 kilometre plot or an 8x8 kilometre estate. They have said that no one can choose where this plot of land is until the mechanic is ready, at which point everyone will be able to at the same time. Now if you wanted to purchase some land, you can do so. It is for a 4x4 kilometre plot, it's $50. For an 8x8 kilometre estate, it's $100, and do include 20% if you live within the EU or the UK. This entitles you to claim a single parcel of UEE land that has been zoned for commercial, residential or industrial use, plus a geotag marking beacon, and this is all, you can only have 10 claims per account. Now a claim beacon is just a staff-shaped piece of hardware that is inserted into the ground, and when active, a small memory module near the tip gets the coordinates of the area, after which it's detached from the beacon and taken to the nearest Department of Planetary Development Bureau. Now once the mechanic for actually scouting for land is ready, players will go out and scout a location, finding an ideal spot for what they need. It's kind of a multi-step process depending on what you plan to do with your land. It may have a close proximity to a mining deposit, it may be near a commercial production facility or retail outlets. The grade of the terrain should also be considered too, because level surfaces are ideal when placing outposts. Weather will play its part, so it's got frequent sandstorms, electrical storms, high winds, snow. It may significantly impede the potential area. Security is something important to consider. Piracy and theft could affect you in more than just ways of financial loss. But all of the above is so important, which should be researched either by yourself or paying others to do so. And it may involve taking core samples, they say, maybe performing seismographic surveys or other scientific tests to establish the information that you need. Now once you find a spot, you place this land beacon, and as I say, the beacon records the area coordinates. Then you take those coordinates to the nearest Department of Planetary Development Bureau, and then if you get there first, you pay them the money and it's yours. Now if two people are trying to claim the same area of land, it is a race. Data runners will be very useful here. Obviously, the faster you can get the claim to the Bureau, the more chance you will have of claiming that land. You will also be able to buy multiple land claims, so you're not just stuck with one. And this is not just for building outposts, maybe for securing resource-rich areas, or even scanning, like buying an outer place and scanning it later on, and then turning a profit should you find something there. A bit of a risk, but it's kind of like property development. Now currently there are two sizes of lands we know of, the 4x4 plot and the 8x8 kilometre estate. I would expect later down the line to see other sizes, both smaller and larger, which should be available as gameplay mechanics get fleshed out further. You don't need to have a Pioneer to get the land, anyone can buy the land, but in order to build on this land you need to hire or own a Pioneer until they create maybe other vehicles to create different sort of outposts. Next year they did say that mining and resources will be one of the first mechanics to come online. You will be able to mine out areas completely, requiring you to then move on to a new plot, so do bear that in mind. You don't actually have to have a land claim to start mining, you can just mine freely, but the claims establish you as the owner of that place, and it's illegal for anyone else to then set foot on there unless you grant them access. The first stage of outposts will just be simple with their little feature add-ons, but he also says that longer term, more variety of modular buildings will become available, like refineries, farms, all sorts of different variations. Anyway, on to the Q&A. So, now the land claim entitles the holder ownership of a small section of land on a planet, a moon, or an asteroid controlled by the United Empire of Earth. Beacons also act as remote monitoring stations capable of transmitting real-time weather information and motion detectors alerting the owner of any player's presence. There's no advantage over other players buying a land claim now, because no one will be able to actually go and stake a claim until the mechanic is available. Buying now is just purely to support development. Players won't get all the best spots on day one, as there's billions of square kilometers available, and as more planets and their moons get introduced, players will find other hotspots. But also, a nice plot for one person may not be such a nice spot for someone else. It all depends on what you're looking for. Now, it's a criminal offence to destroy a beacon. It has no impact on who owns the land rights. Obviously, if you own the land rights and your beacon gets destroyed, you still own that right, but you may want to replace the broken or destroyed beacon. It's recommended because it adds a little more security. The claims do not grant you a specific parcel of land. You will still have to go out and spot that land for yourself. Not everywhere will be an option to actually claim. Some areas will be designated national parks, wildlife refuges, and nature reserves, which is kind of cool. Land claim licenses can be purchased directly from the UEE or secondhand from a player. I wouldn't have thought that pirates will be able, or known pirates will be able to have a claim because it's the UEE space. You don't need to own a pioneer, as I've said, to create the outpost. You can hire a pioneer captain to come and build them for you to your specs. Now, outposts can consist of a number of interconnected modules, each with their own purpose. Owners can grant permissions to access the facilities to any individual, or maybe an org if they wish, but habitation modules enable respawns. Armories are there for small arms storages. Refineries allow ore to be turned into component elements, which will also require storage space. Hydroponics allow you to grow various organic materials for periodic harvesting, and the medical module provides basic medical services and equipment sufficient to cure most diseases or patch up injuries. Now, you can mine and exploit other people's plots, however it is seen as a serious crime within UEE space, and the UEE security will respond. Property owners may also hire other options for added security, like enhanced monitoring hardware, automated defense drones, or mercenaries, or even negotiate a defense contract with organizations. So if you are going to do that, be careful. You don't need a claim to build or mine outside the UEE space, but it is much less secure. One of the biggest deterrents to others moving in on your land will be the fact that the UEE will respond to you and that it's illegal. The UEE are basically selling land to raise revenue for public benefit programs, liberalising the economy, spurring growth and tax revenue, and to fund the military's campaign against the Van Duel. Now, there was a little note from CIG that said these land claims are being made available for pledging to help fund Star Citizen's development. The ability to obtain these claim licenses will ultimately be available for in-game credits and or otherwise earnable through playing the game. Pledging for these claim licenses now allow us to include deeper features in the Star Citizen game and is not required for starting the game, so keep that in mind. Now, as I've said, there's a lot of land to claim, and what they actually said is that even if all of the current 1.9 million citizens bought an 8x8 kilometer estate on one planet, they wouldn't even cover half of that planet because they are that big. Eventually there will be hundreds of systems, each will have their X amount of number of planets with X amount of number of moons, so there's going to be a lot of land for everyone. Personally, I actually love the idea of selling the land. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to, you can afford to. I can't, so I haven't. The more money that CIG raise for this project, the better the game will be. Anyway, don't forget we've got a load of giveaways happening in December. Currently, we have a Constellation Taurus and a Mustang starter package giveaway running. The links are just below at the top of the description. We also have a monthly starter package giveaway courtesy of my patrons who pledge money to me every month, helping me make videos like this, paying for like software like Adobe and so forth. So thank you to them. If you want any more information on how to become a patron, the link is also below to my Patreon page. Thank you so much for watching. Do tell me your thoughts on the land claims. Follow me here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, and I shall see you next time.